Don't
Grabe.
waste the
Pi.
25 Prince E.
Ang gwapo ka lagi nang nasa ID mo eh.
When given the choice between being blind or being deaf, do you know what most people choose? Take a guess. They choose to be deaf. It's not breaking news, right? And choosing the eyes is such an easy decision. So it boggles my mind, even though it shares our eyes. So many people live without having a clear vision. Did you know that there are 7.7 billion people on this planet? You probably did. But did you know that no two of them have the same Irish pattern? I check it out. It's a true fact. Even twins, they are different. Likewise you, yes you, have your own unique vision.
Yes.
At birth, the universe gave you a prescription that is custom with lenses, designed for you and placed in your heart. So do not live your whole life without having contact with that part. You know with Sandra Bullock's in Netflix? It was big. My point is, a lot of people are afraid to look at their dreams. But unlike the movie, you won't die when you see them. You will finally live. My little brother told me that he was afraid of the dark last night. I tucked him in thinking, what a plight. Kids are afraid of the dark, while adults are afraid of the light. Well, I guess that's life. See, a wise man once said, there are none so blind to those who choose not to see. How many people do you think were given a vision, given an idea, but not act on it? They get the call but hit decline their true purpose of their lives. Well, I guess that is it.
But that's not what the world is, I swear. See? Eyes that looks are common. Eyes that can truly see are rare. Oh, you want proof? Well, let's have a game. I gave you a statement, and then you guess the person's name. You ready?
Yes.
Let's play. He was fired from a newspaper for having no imagination or original ideas. Guess who? Walt Disney. Okay, next one. His teacher said he was hopeless and would never be a composer. That's Beethoven. How about this one? Her singing coach said he will never make it a singer because her voice breaks too much. It was Lady Gaga.
See? The critics couldn't see Tyrone Boggs' vision either. When Tyrone Boggs was 10 years old, he stopped growing. He was stunted with a rare disease that stunted his growth. He spent all his life at the hype class when he was 10. So how could this boy play in the NBA for 13 seasons? It is because he has a vision bigger than his limitations. Everybody told him he would never make it. When asked, how does it feel to be surrounded by men so much bigger than you? He said quite simply and intently, kind of feel like being a dime amongst pennies.
Never, I repeat, never let the experts stop your dream. They can say your heart. Remember, experts built the Titanic. Amateurs built the ark. Scientists say that a bumblebee isn't supposed to fly. They say its few wings can hold up its body. They're not just anatomically right. Well, if bumblebees could speak, they would say, bro, you don't know my life.
A few weeks ago, I saw a video about UAE, and what I saw brought goosebumps to me. Only 50 years ago, all they had was sand and dreams, literally. But their vision was large. Today, they can eat lunch half miles in the sky. Everybody gets an education. And the road for camels are now highways for cars. Do you know the old saying, shoot for the moon and if you miss, you land amongst the stars? Well, in 2020, Emirates have a space mission shooting to Mars.
Ladies and gentlemen, what is your dream? You better own it. Do not leave people possibility with blindness, nearsighted ambition that block your vision and give you like glaucoma. You know, there have been over 107 billion people who have died and lived on planet Earth. But there has never been and will never be another you.
You have greatness inside of you. You have gift inside of you. So take that blindfold off now. Rip it up. Break it. Life is just about making a living. It is about living your making. It is no coincidence that the year now is 2020. I have a funny suspicion that if you work only at your self-image and stop squinting at your ambition, then 2020 won't be your year. It will be your decade. A perfect vision.
He ceases to be. One moment cautiously steps in. We are living in a life where facts are stranger than fiction. But then, we are living in no dreamland. There's a grim reality that we have to deal with. We are given the geology to think and react correctly. But we also given the prerogative to use it in a such way that is to use it in common purpose or morally accepted ideology.
Life is a game, they say. These things are just basic and elementary steps to the achievement of purpose. The underlying tone to these things is the love for our faith in God. To save us from a great crisis of our own making. If we have failed in ourselves, God will will. Indeed, the achievement of peace is just a method of stabilization of our morale and principles. Of our faith in ourselves, in others, and in Him. And of the unfolding of justice to the entire humanity. Saint Thomas Aquinas once said, Paz oppo justitia. Peace is the product of justice.
Is there still a way out? No one can ever tell. Nobody can ever be sure. But one thing is certain. Man will never know the essence of peace. Not unless he knows the real meaning of death.
This, we have to involve our heart, our soul, our sight. We can forever moldlet our picadillos. We need to be cruel to ourselves sometimes in order to be kind to the entire human. Remember, to propagate peace, there should be a contamination process. Next, it is considered that as long as pride and prejudice exist, peace shall never be within our reach. People will always try to have the best for themselves. Money, influence, power, to whatever cost. And stepping the right of others in the process. They will try to outdo each other, and then come out as morally restrained heroes. Yet, no one will ever know that getting to the top means rejecting the principles that are parallel to the law of God and to the law of man.
We have indeed an animal instinct in us to disregard peace, deflate our principles, and go with the things that are arbitrary to our impulses. Yes, everything is up to us. Everything must come from us. And we are held responsible for whatever future that awaits us. It is time to wake up now. We just could not let ourselves be swayed into something that is horribly inevitable. We are here in this maze, time immemorial.
and we shall always be in this delirium.
Our weapons, graft and corruptions, crimes, famine, thirst, blood. Name it. The world has it. Nations against nations. State against church. Government against armed forces. Military versus the fascists. Innocent civilians in between. The guns rattle. The deafening sound filled the air. Then, silence. Is there still a way out?
In an instant, our lives are threatened with uncertainty. Our children facing bleak future. Everything seems dark ahead. Everything is vague. But still, everybody gropes for something words to say. Everybody hopes. Yet, what is there to hope for? But then, hope. We must not let this go out of our hands, out of our grasp, and out of our lives completely. It is not a question about differences, not even of our mistakes, but rather our principles that we can finally resolve and come, hopefully with the most taken for granted word peace.
Yes, peace. There is nothing so clear about this, nothing so elusive, but only this is the most abused word. Its meaning drawn with the successive bang of God. Our senses have become numb, our consciousness refusing to believe its existence. We often regard peace with its negatively charged counterparts, wars, friction, contention. Yet, we never progress. We never dare to unbustle our blunder. We never even care to make it our overriding concern to propagate peace and roast the underlying benevolence deep within our hearts. Can we not, even just for once, see seed form out mistakes, learn from our past, and come out spiritually unctioned?
Let's face it, our principles are as rotten as our faith in God. We never be know it. But it is an established fact that more often than not, our tendency is to seek refuge of worldly splendor, unaware that we only putting a limit to our chance of finding serenity. We are in a labyrinth of moral darkness, lost and searching. And unless we will work for escape, we will be trapped forever.
As a result of climate change, although it has no toxic effect, but it is largely responsible for greenhouse effect and therefore global warming. Most air pollutants has a direct effect to the respiratory and cardiovascular system. Nitrogen dioxide and ozone also acts on the respiratory, irritates the eyes, nose, throat, and moreover causes headaches. Carbon monoxide can easily displace oxygen in the blood. Lead affects bone, impair liver.
All the land is surrounded by water, including waters, drinking water, skies. All major sources of water such as rivers, lakes, ponds, and even wells have been polluted with a variety of hazardous chemical and biological waste. The accumulated mixture of dirt, sewage, sewage, and industrial waste pollutes the river. And those and those and, and those whose land the factories is the pollution. The increased use of insecticides and fertilizers could fly water can cause epidemics such as jaundice, cholera, and gastroenteritis, and etc.
city life, the frequent play of radios and television, the incessant noise of vehicles leave us during the day. Research has shown that noise pollution is capable of causing ulcers, abortions, cardiovascular diseases, hypertension, and in addition to many mental disorders. Food, food pollution, food pollution is another problem we face every day. We suffer from several diseases because of polluted foods we take.
After the advent of nuclear weapons, the level of exposure to ionizing radiation has increased. The harmful effects of radioactive pollution are
Do we need to care, preserve, and protect our environment? Are we all aware of the happiness in our environment? Are we all responsible? To our ever-dynamic instructor, good morning, sir. Classmates, ladies and gentlemen, and to all who are here who want to witness the revelation of truths about our environment status, a pleasant morning to everyone. In recent years, the conscience of humanity has been strongly awakened to the need to protect and to preserve the environment. It is of the utmost importance that people are aware not only of the problems they pose, but also to the need or the role they must play in protecting that environment. In addition to the grassroots participation, formal education must be provided and the implementation of environmental protection projects. In addition, it is also essential to develop environmentally friendly technologies and renewable energy sources according to the principle of conservation.
Earth is perhaps the only planet with an environment, and we all share it. But if they inherit such a polluted environment, life will be a mystery for them. Man have developed the technologies and other means necessary to increase the production of wealth and exploited nature for its benefits, but without any foresight as to the implications of its actions. Blind industrialization has led to urban migration and slum development, which in turn has led to environmental degradation. Before the advent of modern civilization, man lived and prospered amidst the right balance of process multiple biological. As the most intelligent being on earth, man has constantly manipulated nature by using his inventive genius and disrupting ecological balance. Thus, air, water, and soil are all polluted and pose a threat to the substance of humanity.
Air pollution due to the direct involvement of industrialization. Industry, chimney, emits smoke, and vehicles of fumes contribute directly to air pollution. Any gases not matter considered a normal constituent of the air or exist of sulfur dioxide, monoxide of carbon, nitrogen dioxide of the dust, etc. And the pollution of the cause of actual air pollution also occur when a forest comes fire, rubber plant are disembodied, plastic burn with a household waste.